What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping safe. Today we're going to be looking at building an automatic villager breeder. Now if you want to be kept up to date on the latest Minecraft farms, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now let's get straight into it. Okay, so as far as villager breeders go, I mean, this is pretty resourceful. I've been using this for about 15 minutes and you can see we've already got a crowd of them staring at me waiting for their jobs. And all you need to do is flick the switch. That will activate the dispenser on a pulse, dropping bread, and you've got yourself another baby villager. Now this is a pretty straightforward build. There's not a lot of items needed, so what I'll do is I'll put a list of them on the screen now, and if you need to, pause the video and gather the resources, but I'm going to get straight into the build. Okay, so first thing you need to do is build out a 3x3 area and make it 2 blocks deep. This is where your villagers are going to be breeding, so make sure you're building this down 2 blocks deep, like so. And now you need to decide on which direction you want your breeder to go. So I want the water flowing towards that way, so on the opposite side I'm going to dig out 1 block and replace that. I always build these on sand, I don't know why, it just makes it more inconvenient, but replace that block, and what I'm going to do is place a water bucket in the hole, which will create a water stream go in this direction. Now dig out this wall until the water stream has stopped completely. So when you got to the end, what you want to do is place down about 6 buttons. Now this part's optional, you don't have to do it. So I like to place down 6 buttons just to straighten off the water flow and avoid any mobs spawning there. Next, come 1 block away from your water source and place down a temporary block with another block on top. Break your temporary block and then grab your buttons and place 4 buttons on each side like so. Next, what you want to do is place down 2 temporary blocks like so and place your job block either side. I think my other villagers have linked to these, but that's fine, we don't need them linked to this at the moment. So get rid of your temporary block and place down 2 more glass blocks either side of the center. Now it's at this point of the video where you want to put your villagers in, so use minecarts or a bubble elevator. Hopefully that went quite smoothly for you, but if it didn't, well, it doesn't matter. Once they're in there, they're in there, they're not moving now. So once you've done that, place 3 temporary blocks above their head, 1, 2 and 3, and then get rid of the bottom 2. I'm going to get rid of that one too. So what you want to do now is grab your dispenser and place that facing down towards the hole from this temporary block, and now you can get rid of that. So this is what's going to be feeding your villagers the bread. So now just place a block of glass on top of both your job blocks and on the glass surrounding, because this is going to help the bread go straight down to the villagers and not get trapped so they can't reach it. So what you want to do is place a glass block there and there, but for now I'm going to remove this one because I need to put my villagers in. Next, you're onto the redstone part. So what you want to do is come next to your compost or your job block, and you're going to place a block. You're going to miss a block and then dig a hole, miss another block and then dig another hole. In this first hole you're going to place down a redstone torch, and in the second hole you're going to place down some redstone dust. Now cover these holes up with some solid blocks like so, and place a repeater between them. Now if you've done this part right, you should have a blinking repeater. Click that back a couple of ticks, place down a lever and switch that off for now. Grab some redstone dust and place it down between the blocks with a torch on top of your block. Now place a block on top of your torch, and then a final torch on top of the block, and a piece of redstone connecting to your dispenser. Now that the redstone dust is done, the next part's optional, but what you can do is place some blocks across the water. So what this will do is it'll hide the redstone that's showing from the sides, like you can see there. You don't have to do it, but I like to cover it up. But don't worry about your villagers, they'll be able to go underneath this bridge when they're babies, because they are only 1 block high. So now it's time to place down the beds. So like I said, you can do this with 12 or you can do this with 28 beds. It's entirely up to you, but I think the more beds you use, the better. So I'm going to be doing it with 28, so it'll be 14 per layer. So if you're placing them down like me, you want to do 6 in the middle and 4 either side. Next, you want to grab some temporary blocks. Now we're going to build the temporary blocks across the whole top of the beds so we can place down another layer. So once you've got your temporary blocks down, what you want to do is just repeat the pattern you've done at the bottom. And once that's done, all that's left to do is to get rid of your temporary blocks. So that's it. That's what it should look like. All you need to do now, or all I need to do now, is fill up my dispenser with some bread and try and get my villagers to sit in there nicely. So let me get some spawner eggs. Okay, so I struggled a little bit getting the villagers in, but as you can see, they're both in there now. Perfect. So once they're both in there, now I can flick the switch, and as you can see, bread's going to be dispensed on a pulse. But once you see enough bread lingering on the floor, you can go ahead and turn that off. So now all that's left to do is to wait for them to breed, which can take a couple of minutes. But during this time, just want to say, if you have made it this far, consider subscribing and help us get to 100 subscribers. Okay, so he should be coming out anytime now. There he is, sprints off the block, under the bridge, and he's in his waiting area. So at this point, you can take them wherever you want, into your trading hall, or anything like that. He's just waiting to get a job at this point. And that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it useful. If you did, consider liking the video, subscribing, and ding-donging that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed so far. We're nearly at 100, which is mad, like I said before. But hopefully you subscribed on this video, and if you have, I'll see you in the next one.